Good morning. So, just getting the cards ready. I'm going to try and pull a different way today, just so that, um, I don't know, there's been a lot of negativity, and I've been being affected by it. Like, it puts me in a negative mindset as I do the reading. So, I'm going to change things up. Going to change things up. And really just pull cards into 3 stacks, so I'm more focused. 1, 2, 3. And it's my hope this will create more of a structure for the reading. I would like that today. I would like a structure. All right. All righty. Here goes. Let's get started, guys. Oh, one more deck. One more, and then we'll get started. So with this, let's go ahead. Pull one from there, there. Okay, now we really are ready. Let's see what's happening. So kindness. Oh, wait. There's nothing on the screen. Okay. Let's go ahead and get everything on the screen. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is overcoming everything you thought would break you. So it's time for us to overcome the very things that we think we can't survive, the things that we think are just so beyond our capacity to overcome that um, it makes us feel helpless and hopeless. And really, you don't have to be. You need to live with kindness for yourself. Okay. If you are, more mature, you need to begin examining what your inner child needs, the things that um, you don't really get from other people, the ways in which you needed love, but the people in your environment weren't able to love you in that way. Okay. So this is about a call for you to begin giving yourself the very things that you need. We all need some type of love, some type of acceptance, some sense of belonging. And if you can feel like you belong with yourself, within yourself, instead of just consistently rejecting who you are, right? Because other people have convinced you that the person that you are is not good enough, is not this, is not that. You have to really allow yourself to be who you are and be comfortable in being that for yourself. That kindness will go a long way for you. It will really, really help you develop a sense of self and a sense of self love. So, card number 32, sleep. Sometimes the thoughts just need to rest and we need to take a nap. We need to allow ourselves that moment of quiet, that moment of allowing um, the release of these really heavy, heavy thoughts. Now, heavy things, when you consistently carry them, they can make you stronger. They can increase your stamina, but there's no point in carrying them all the time. It's when you set down those heavy weights that you begin to realize just how strong you are. That's where you feel much lighter, like your steps are lighter. That's the whole point of lifting weights. so that you will be accustomed to the heaviness. And when you put that heaviness down, because you don't live at the gym and stay at the gym 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, when you set it down, you're actually feeling lighter and stronger. And these are some of the things that we need to do. We need to allow rest. It can't always be work, 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 work. That's like my theme song. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work. And I am finally recognizing how much rest I actually need. So, the way that I'm going to choose to overcome some of the challenges that I've been facing lately is really allowing myself to rest. Today, I was supposed to have um, a meditation experience. It was a meditation event. I have to reschedule it. This week was crazy for me for personal reasons. And, I don't have to. Um, I don't have to like have everyone know everything that's happening in my life, but I have to know it. I have to give myself that break. If my family needs me today, I can't just push through and then feel badly for the rest of the month. You see what I'm saying? We are so hard on ourselves. And if we allow ourselves to really just take stock of how much we've accomplished, how many people we've helped, right? Like, do you understand how many people have been positively affected by your existence? Or do you feel like no one has been positively affected yet? And is that because you haven't shown anyone who you are yet? If you don't show anyone who you are, how can they be positively affected? They can't. They can't. Right? So this is more about you loving on yourself, allowing you to show up for yourself. It's time. It's really, really time for you to get into this space where you can recognize what you need. The present. Okay. Card number 12. 12 is the number of the first steps of a journey. Okay. So the present, gift, treasure, revelation of own value, nowness. That's everything I was just saying. Okay, so was it? It was in reverse. If this card comes to you in the reverse position, you're being told to be very cautious before accepting an apparent gift. Some gifts are not given with the idea of fair and equal exchange, but with the idea of tying you together despite your will to be free and separate. Oh, Sookie, Sookie. Okay. We're gonna drink some kombucha. We're gonna sookie ourselves down to neutral. Okay. We're gonna just return back to a space of neutral. Not gonna let this get out of control. All right. That's a major lesson that I know quite a few of us are going through. This lesson of understanding, being able to discern when a gift is truly that, a gift, and when a gift is not as it seems on the surface, that it's not a gift, it's actually a prepayment for portions of you, your soul. That's a transactional connection. That relationship is transactional. You don't have to have loyalty to a transactional relationship. You just don't. Do you have loyalty to Walmart? Are you going to be like, I will never shop at Kmart because I am Walmart all the way? That's obnoxious. When connections, relationships, whether it's a friendship or romantic, when it is transactional, you do not have to have a loyalty to that. They are prepaying for something and they're creating a transaction with you that you're not even aware of. So you have to be aware. One of the worst periods of my life lasted for 18 months. What period was that? It was when I chose to be loyal to transactional connections I had with 2 people. When I chose to tell myself that, "Oh, I'm just being mean. I'm being so judgmental." Something felt off, and I forced myself. I forced myself to bond and connect with people who simply wanted something from me. Oh, they absolutely got what they want because I gave it to them. It wasn't because I was dumb. It wasn't because I was weak. It was because I needed to learn how to trust myself. And what I paid in that connection was the cost it took me to learn this. It wasn't a loss. It was a very difficult period of learning for me. Very, very difficult. So when you have these feelings about other people, you don't know where it's coming from, you don't know why, just trust it. Trust it. I don't need to know anymore why I feel the way I do towards someone. If I'm feeling some kind of way towards you, I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm going to honor that. I'm going to stay away, keep clear of you. No, I'm not going to be cussing you out. No, I'm not going to be attacking you. No, I'm not going to be having all of these closed door meetings and group chats discussing you with other people. No, I might ask my BFFs, like, "Hey, am I tripping? Because I don't like this person. I don't like their energy, and I don't know why." And usually, if I say something like that, whoever I say it to, whether it's my husband or my BFFs, they'll be like, "Girl, the fact that you're questioning something, that's all you need to know." Because I never question things when it's someone that, doesn't have covert malignant intent, and that's a lesson I had to learn. There was no way to explain that to me. Excuse me. There was no way to explain that to me and have me understand it at point blank value. At face value, not point blank value. At face value. I would need to explain to myself, I would need your reasoning, and so I've learned that these are things I have to learn on my own terms, in my own way, and that's how I do it. And when you do it that way, you don't then turn around and attack yourself for learning in the way that you learn best. Hands-on experience. Overcoming everything you thought would break you. I'm sure if you're going through that right now, it's not the first time you've gone through that. I'm sure you've been through these cycles before and you've overcome it. It's just you haven't applied what you've learned. And now it's time to apply what you've learned. So, examples of this are gifts from people who you wish to think and speak well of them publicly or feel that their gift will buy them a way into your world. Ooh, or enable them to receive something from you. Mhm. Mhm. Let me read that again. Examples of this are gifts from people who wish you to think and speak well of them publicly, or who feel that their gift will buy them a way into your world or enable them to receive something from you. That's why it's so hard for me to receive. That's why, because I've experienced that so much. Where people will give me something, and it hasn't happened in a very long time. I just wanna put that disclaimer out there. It hasn't happened in a very long time, but I've had people give me things, with this, like, expectation of me making all of these posts and just gushing all over them, and I think the problem wasn't in the receiving. I think the problem was in the environment and the people that I allowed to remain around me. These were people and environments that lacked the level of integrity that I needed. And when I learned that and I exited from that, I don't really experience that anymore. When you learn something, you exit the classroom. You don't remain in the classroom only for that lesson to continue to repeat. And I think that's what a lot of us do. That's what causes us to believe we haven't overcome something because we remain in the same environment that continues to force the same lessons. Well, if that classroom is a chemistry lab, what do you think they're going to teach there? You're going to continue to have chemistry lessons. You can't then be like, I've already learned this. I don't understand why it keeps repeating. You need to exit the chemistry lab. You have to. You have to. Okay. So, this is about exiting out of those toxic spaces that we've already overcome. You have overcome so much in your life. Everything to date, you have overcome. And you are your tangible evidence of your ability to overcome things. You are the living proof of that. When you begin to recognize yourself as a living proof of that, you begin to see who you actually are. An amazing, powerful, very, very, very powerful being. Very powerful. Beware of the stranger who overgifts and whose agenda becomes clear over time. Oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous. There's always an exchange, and acceptance is not always necessary. You can always return the gift gracefully, especially when it's not a gift but a bribe that may leave you feeling you have done a deal where the debt has yet to be called in. One of the things that I've learned in the past is to just be blunt. I've just been being blunt. And I remember the first time people realized that I was actually stranded in a parking lot. Um, one specific person privately just gave me, I think, like $100. I want to say it was like $100, right? Which to me at the time was just some ridiculous amount of money. To me, it's still a ridiculous amount of money, but back then it carried with it such like, oh my gosh, why would you give this to me? Um, because I never allow myself to receive ever, 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 ever. And so this person gave it to me, and I had so much gratitude in my heart. And because of my gratitude, I became extremely loyal to this person, loyal to a fault. You need something, I'm there, I got you, like all of this, right? And so what happened? Well, when I finally kind of got back on my feet, slightly, I went ahead and the first $200 that I made, I gave them what they gave me, plus I doubled it. I gave them an extra $100 to show my appreciation. And then I was doing all of these things for them, all of these things. And I began to realize, like, wow, that that wasn't a gift. Me as a human being, me as a soul, I was only worth $100. I was bought and paid for $100. And that stuck with me. The learning from that stuck with me. What I learned from that is to be blunt. If someone gives me a gift, I should accept if I feel like I should accept. And if I accept and they later turn around and like, well, I gave you this, this, and this, to be blunt. I'm sorry. I thought that was a gift. You had made me believe that was a gift. Had I known that was prepayment for something, I'm not sure that I would have agreed. So I'm not agreeing to what you're asking me to do right now. Um, yeah, I'm sorry for that confusion. I was really under the impression that you were freely giving me something as a gift, not as a prepayment. But thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna agree to this. Uh-uh. No. And one of the most powerful moments in my journey was when someone had donated a large sum of money to help me with my brother. Um, so they're donating it to him, but I'm facilitating everything, right? And this person then later, um, I guess I had done something they didn't like, and it's kind of one of those things, like, my shop has policies for certain things, um, so just please make sure that it falls within store policy. And they felt like they could not have to deal with store policy because they donated to my brother. And I was like, I'm sorry, but this is policy. That's my business is separate from this altruistic work that I'm doing on behalf of my brother, for him. And I distinctly remember they were like, I gave you this much money, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, you gave it to my brother, and I'm very thankful for that. But that is a separate situation from here. And granted, it was more than $100 at this point, but that's still not enough for you to be able to purchase my soul, me as a person. I'll be very blunt. It was $500. It was $500. I'm sorry. That's a lot of money to me, like a ridiculous amount of money, but that's not enough money when it comes to you trying to purchase me as a person or a soul. That's just not enough. Yeah, no, that's so not enough. That's not even enough for a down payment. There's not enough money in this world to purchase me. So that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah. No. And I'm no longer having any apologies for understanding how some people will do this. Not everyone will do this, but some will. And you need to begin having no shame in communicating your truth. I'm sorry. I thought that was a gift. Had I known that you were prepaying for something, I wouldn't have accepted it. I mean, if you had communicated better that it was a prepayment, um, I don't think I would have accepted it, because I mean, that's really not enough for what you're asking me to do. And some people they'll try and be your friend to get things out of you. I have more fingers on one hand than I do people I consider friends. I have more fingers on one hand than I do people that I have affixed a label of friend. For me, a friend is basically what other people would consider family. Mhm. For me, family, I will literally do anything and everything you could ever possibly need. You don't even have to ask. I will volunteer myself because you are my everything. See, so my categorizations are very distinct. And so when I consider you a friend, you best will I got you. I got you. You don't even have to pretend like everything is like, we don't got to talk about anything. I don't care if you're pretending everything's fine. I know something's happening. I got you. I got you. We'll talk about it when you're comfortable, but I'm doing something now. You don't got to ask me. No, there's no like boundary stuff there. I remember one of my BFFs, she messages me every morning to make sure that I take my thyroid supplements. And I was going through some shit within myself, and like just really my whole thought process was really fucked up. And I was just like, I messaged her. I was like, you don't have to message me anymore, like in the mornings. Because it's my responsibility to make sure that I take my own supplements. And you don't have to anymore. And I remember, like, we had talked for a while after that, and I realized, like, I was really in a fucked up state of mind. And I can't, just because someone hurts my feelings doesn't mean I can kind of like make this blanket statement about everyone in my life. And so the next morning, I think I had texted her like that I took my supplements, because sometimes I'll forget, or sometimes I'll forget that I took it, and I don't want a double dose. That's like not good. That's not good. And so I think I had texted her like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I took my supplements. And I mean, just keep texting me." And it was beautiful because she was like, "I was considering like, fuck your boundaries." I was like, "That's why I love you." Because she was totally like, "Fuck your boundaries. You need to take your meds." Yeah. And that's like evidence to me that this person actually cares. They have the same type of unconditional love when they actually love someone. It's just unconditional, you know? It's a really beautiful thing. It's a really, really, really beautiful thing. So you can always return the gift gracefully, especially when it's not a gift, but a bribe that may leave you feeling you have done a deal where the debt has yet to be called in. And it will be called in and it will not be welcome. Stay free and mermaids, um, stay free, the mermaids advise. So don't allow people to guilt you into things, okay? Is really important during this period. Allowing yourself to be guilted is allowing yourself to be jilted. Ooh, this is a good one. Card number 4, Venus, love. Love is my religion, and I could die for that. Ooh. Let love take care of it for now. Like, let your self love take care of you for now. It's something that's super important for you to do. Venus is a very partner oriented energy. There's a great need to reunite with an there's a great need. There's a great need to unite with another when the Venus card presents itself. This can bring on codependency and fears of going it alone. Both Libra and Taurus are signs best supported in some form of partnership, but it does not necessarily have to be romantic or marriage. Be careful of wasting funds. You may be asked to feel compelled to settle a dispute. A dispute. Um, it indicates either a new love coming into your life or the improvement or a start or a new start for an older love relationship. The first thing to focus on is romance and love, but after that, creativity and refinement. You can be assured you're found very attractive at the present. Oh, someone's googling eyes over you. Okay, it's time for full heart blessings. It's time for full heart blessings. Ooh, Venus is a planet of charmers. So you may want to pour on the charm in a situation. There's a tendency to become more socially engaging. That's a lie. I'm never social. At this time, people will generally be sweeter, more helpful, and amenable. It's a good period to smooth ruffled feathers or make peace with others. Using diplomacy will serve you momentously at this time. So maybe we shouldn't attack people. I don't think I ever said to attack people. Um, but being very diplomatic, as you say, like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that it was a prepayment for something. That's part of how you can overcome whatever you're going through right now. I forgot to mention the stack that I'm doing is for the present and then the near future and the more distant future. I should probably better explain myself sometimes. Past life return. So, this is someone that you have a connection with or you had a connection with earlier in this lifetime or in a previous lifetime, and they're going to be come back around. You come back around. Whatever. Dark interference in reverse. You can negate this dark interference by really closely observing, by being aware, using discernment. Okay. Dark interference requires you not paying attention. So if you pay attention, none of it will work. See? Like people will try stuff with me sometimes, and I will just be blunt, like, hey, demon whore, I see what you did right there. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Hello, demon horita. Clarifier in reverse. You won't have clarity in the now. There's other things that still need to happen. So if you allow those other things to happen first, whew, then, things will be good. Things will be good. Things will play out in whatever way you need it to play out. Okay. So, ninth house, faith, card number 33, 33 being the number of an elevation of a solid foundation, a number of mastery, a number of ascended masters, ascended mastery. That's a number of the teacher. It's a number of being able to receive. Both hands can receive, creating a solid foundation from which to fully receive. Just so many different meanings to that. So we travel, some of us forever, to seek other states, other lives, other souls. Anais nin. Obstacles are being lifted. Has to do with openness, luck, and expansion. Destiny, fate, and karma all come into play, as well as your view of what God may or may not be. It's a house. Okay, no, not that. About higher learning. It is most definitely of the higher mind and our need to unite with something greater. Let's see. Writing ideas and concepts, joining a reputable literary world. Maybe you need to write your story today or this month. So this house is important in the charts of writers or anyone who wishes to bring their ideas into forum. Oh, usually planet-wide. It's the house of open ranges, journeying, and opportunity. Wide open spaces. Room to make a big mistake. Okay. It also represents esoteric matters like psychics, psychic fairs, new age, counterculture gatherings, places where offbeat people gather together for some visionary cause. It represents the relevance of obtaining psychic information. The Rosie Cure, an esoteric organization. We're just going to skip it all together. It's where we seek guidance and understanding, the possibility of returning to school. Someone's going to come back into your life because you need to school their ass, is what it is. Don't. Behave yourself. Behave. Okay. So this is for this month. This stack, the whole ninth house card, this stack is for the month of July. So, long distance travel, education, divination, new frontiers, exploration, relationships with foreigners, spiritual journeys. Okay. Nuns, holy people. Can you just behave for one live stream? Can you just behave yourself? The month of July is counting on you, Emmy, to behave yourself. Let's get clear here. So, okay. Oh, is she reading a letter? Someone's reading a letter. This little bird's chirping in your ear. Look, okay, so look at this picture. So this little, oh my God. Is that a face? That scared the shit out of me. That's a face. Okay, someone's posing as a little bird. They're watching you. And whatever letter they sent you, this person right here is just miserable about it. They're card number 41. Yo, this is too much for me. It's too much for me. There's faces. Look. Face right there. Face right there. Face up here. Right here. That's probably my higher self telling me, like, girl, calm down. You have to focus. There's communication that's going to be taking place in the month of July. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. You can overcome it. Ooh, modify. I'm like a bird, always fly away. Da 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 da. So here goes. You know what? Why are you still my Facebook friend? You need to be the hell off my list. Yeah. Who are you? Who are you? Let me see. Who are you? Who are you? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Let me stop. I'm gonna turn off my phone. Like, turn it off. I know that's just modify. Modify your approach. If your approach is something that is not Pegasus level, what the fuck? If your approach is not something that is Pegasus level of magical, modify it. Modify it. I'm serious. Modify it. Allow yourself to reach such a magical level of existence that all of the peasantry of human struggle, it's peasantry. You are a royal soul. Okay. All the peasantry of the human struggle is just, you know, entertainment to you. You can laugh it off. Just laugh it off. Just shake it off. Laugh it off, shake it off, do what you need to do. The month of July is going to be a very, very interesting one. Ooh, see what I'm saying? 41 and 41. Oh, Lord, the sisters are going to come after you. I wish a demon Horita would. So look. Okay, this is a whole motherfucking plot line here. So this little birdie, who's actually this guy right here, wrote you a letter, and that letter totally has this person just crying, and then that person back here just couldn't accept the rejection, and so they involved the sisters, 3 of them at that, and they look wicked. The middle one looks extra wicked. Look at that. The middle one, she looks extra wicked. She looks like she is really the one that's kind of behind everything. And this is you just minding your own business, looking all romantic with off shoulder stuff. The decolletage is sexy. I'm just saying. But I don't know. I don't know if this applies to you guys, but let's see what the sisterhood card means. So it was in reverse. A reaching out to form new friendships and to deepen those ones you cherish most can result in endings with former friendships. Ooh, see? Okay. Let me just This can be very stressful and can test your integrity, as many folk who are less evolved are still playing games to manipulate and gain the relationships they need to stave off their fear and loneliness rather than work on themselves. This may lead you to being demonized or manipulated in feelings of guilt. Allow yourself to acknowledge your compassion. Take time, and yet do not give in to displays of temper tantrums and adults who are narcissistic and love drama. Stay strong. So it's almost this thing of, in the month of July, there is a potentiality that someone from your past will come forward and they might try and befriend you to I don't know, it feels like someone else is coming back and they're trying to be all chummy with you because that other person is coming back. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that. I gotta reset myself. I gotta reset myself somehow. Pain is a good reset. I'm back centered. Hi guys. So Arcturian activation in reverse. This is telling me that healing is needing to take place this month, but it's upside down because of either your perception, the way you're going about it, or maybe there's interference that's taking place. There's a triggering that will happen this month of July. And well, if you're watching this beyond the month of July, just know that a triggering will happen in the month that you're in. And there are all of these different factors that are going to play in. Excuse me. Healing is super important, but if it's upside down, you're not going to be able to understand or gain clarity, because remember, clarifier card was upside down as well. You're not going to be able to gain clarity as to why things are happening, what they're happening for. Natural endings in reverse. This is something that's been going on for some time. There's no end to this. There's no end to it. So for things that don't end, like say you have relatives that are mad toxic, right? Super duper toxic. Your relation to them is never going to end. You will always have this biological relation to them, this biological connection. Now, they can be your relative very far away from you and very silently. You can be their relative very far away from them and very silently. Like I have this one sibling who is just like ridiculous in their toxicity, right? Like ridiculous. And it's like, I had to tell our other sibling who was like, you just make peace already. Like the family needs peace. I'm like, we still family. That's still my sibling, but I'm never going to let them in my life again. Ever. There's not going to be any family parties. There's not going to be any of that. I've made a decision. You can only show me who you are so many times before I run out of the lies that I tell myself to excuse your behavior. And if I'm consistently the recipient of your malignancies, I need to be the one to decide for myself to no longer allow that. That's still my sibling. That's still my sibling. Yeah. Sibling got dropped on his head, sibling, but he's still my sibling. You know? Never gonna have another conversation. I don't care if they're sorry. They are who they are. It's not about holding a grudge. It's not about lack of forgiveness. It's about accepting people and their limitations. If your limitations cause you to consistently be a source of malignancy in other people's lives, where I see you doing this, not just to me, but to everyone, and you are consistently the source of it, you need to be kept away. I wish you the best in life. I wish you all the success and the happiness. I don't need to hear about it. I'm just going to assume your life is going good. I don't need to hear about what's going on. I'm not going to be checking in. I'm not going to be asking other relatives for updates. Like, no, you're malignant. Anything that is involved with you ends up becoming malignant. I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to be free of unnecessary stress. And so that's what I have to do, right? That's what I have to do. I have to steer clear of the very things that I know are sources of malignancy. It's when we try and create an obligation to have loyalty to people who haven't earned that loyalty that we begin to experience entitlement and all sorts of different things. There was I want to share this. I didn't realize that there was this notification on Facebook, because I don't really know how to work Facebook. But there was this thing, right? What's going on here? Hold on. I want to read it to you guys. Someone tagged me in a post, and I just barely saw it like years later. No, it's from I think it's from like December last year, sometime last year. Let me find it. It was a good one. It was a good one. It's a very good one. And I was just like, who are you? Who the hell do you think you are? Hold on. Maybe I didn't screenshot it. I could have sworn I did. I could have sworn I did. Maybe I didn't. Uh, I didn't. My goodness, it was a good one too. It was such a good one. Had my face looking like I sucked on a fucking lemon. It was that good. I was just like, who the fuck is you? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna find it. I didn't screenshot it. Well, thank God I'm learning. Oh, I did screenshot it. I'm not learning. So this person writes, and this was from December 2nd, 2021. The petty in me is strong. She writes, I'm really sorry I gave you an unasked advice. Do what you want and maybe feel embarrassed for yourself for your intolerance. Okay, bitch. She tagged me. And I just saw it yesterday, it seems. So I commented, you realize this makes you look obnoxious for being upset that you couldn't dominate me. LOL. Funny. You feel entitled to tolerance, but I'm not entitled to my sovereign autonomy. You're incapable of the very tolerance you expect to receive. Now, when people are incapable, you just leave it at that. They're incapable. So I commented that and then I reported the comment. Petty. I reported the comment, I reported the profile, and then I didn't do that. What I did do was delete my comment, my response. I just deleted my response. I blocked the person, I banned them from my page, and leave it at that. You're incapable of seeing anything through, you're incapable of seeing beyond any of your own stupidity. Like, who thinks that they are entitled to be able to give people life advice that you don't even know them and you're upset that you didn't get what you want, but you have an incapacity to respect other people's sovereignty? I'm pretty sure they live a shitty life. People like that, they live a shitty life because they look for ways to be offended by anything and everything. So there's no need to explain anything. I deleted my comment. I was just like, you know what, bitch, you're banned. I don't care. I don't care. I was frustrated when I came across that. And that was a test that my soul was providing me to see if I would apply what I've learned, which is when you read things, you filter it through the emotion you're feeling in that moment. And I was already flustered over something else. And so I read that in a flustered way and I failed that test. I failed it because I should not have even responded, but I did respond. And I screenshot it and I was going to post it like, hey, look at this stupidity. And then I was like, no, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so I deleted my comment and I blocked and banned them, and that's it. Sometimes the most appropriate way to deal with nasty people is to let them be nasty on their own, you know? Like, just be nasty on your own. Just, yeah. I don't need to join you there. We don't always need to join people in their nastiness. See, the metamorphosis, all of these things that are going on for the month of July, it's something that hasn't ended. It keeps going and it's blocking your metamorphosis. Well, maybe you've already gone through a metamorphosis and the other person that's involved, that's dealing with three sisters and a wicked banshee in the trees, um, Michael says, "Did you have to describe it in that way?" I did. I had to. That's why it came out of my mouth, because I needed to. It was something I needed to say to clear my throat chakra, and now I've cleared it. So that's you, the butterfly, right? And this is the person. They're still in their chrysalis because of these bichachos. This little banshee in the tree and the three sisters. They're crippled by this. You know, that I don't find funny. Crippling people as they go through their um as they go through their ascension mechanics, that's low, you know? Low, low, low. Deny the oxygen, what the fire gonna do? Yeah, that's right. If you deny the oxygen, oxygen being air, air being communication, can't do much. Can't do much, literally. Cannot do much. Imrama, Wonder Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters, journey. Someone's going through this. Let me finish reading it. Wonder Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters, Pilgrimage, Journey of the Soul. Someone is absolutely out of their element. Like, why would a mermaid need to be in a boat, right? They're out of their element and they're about to exit that. As they do that, they're going on this massive journey of the soul. I think you're the end destination, to be honest. I think you're the end destination. Or maybe it's you going on this journey. You're going to overcome all of the bulkaka. So there will soon be a great voyage for you where you travel over water to come to a place that your soul has longed to journey to. There will be so much that's wonderful for you to explore and to come to know, but you will be called on. You will not stay in these places, for they are not home, but they are places your soul must taste to know more of the experience of life. The Imrama, or the pilgrimage over water, is one that's watched over by the mermaids, and one that we all must make during our lifetimes. You're now being asked to prepare, to save, plan your travel, purchase your tickets, and have your passport ready. You can plan all you like, because the trip will ultimately be taking you. Be ready. This will be a wonderful voyage, and you will always be glad you listened and made your pilgrimage of the soul. The mermaids will help you on your way, and oh, what beauties there shall be. Say yes, for now is a time to voyage forth, and return only when your Imrama, or your soul journey, is complete. So, someone has gone on a soul journey, and they've been in the process of completing it for some time now. I would say maybe a few years. That would be a rough guesstimate, which, that's a considerable amount of time. Nurture, but it was in reverse. So this is someone like fresh water. They're trying to get to a point where they can enter into your salt water, right? Nurture. hmm Ooh, it's like bird feathers and then fish scales. It's just like everything, the earth, the sky, the water, all of that. This is someone who needs nurturing. And oh, maybe that's you. That's you. You're all the elements that's necessary, right? All the elements that are necessary. And it's time for you to kind of serve the purpose that you were designed to serve for yourself and maybe for other people. Barriers. Ooh, card number 13. There are barriers in the way of this happening, though. There are barriers. There are things that are going on that are um, causing someone to kind of hesitate in their process of metamorphosis. Card number 11. Okay, Pluto, transformation. People living deeply have no fear of death. Anais Nin. I love that name, Anais. Um, okay, Pluto, the smallest and outermost planet in our solar system, probably carries the most weight. Maybe someone saw you as being a small time thing, this small thing. But in reality, they understand now the heaviness, the weight of you. Um, In traditional astrology, Pluto is the higher octave of Mars, but has some similarities to Saturn, which is also a force of oppression. So, war, oppression, this internal conflict. Pluto governs renewal and rebirth. It brings to the surface things that have been hidden or felt deep inside. So, this is someone that's really like this mermaid, merman, this mer person coming to the surface and maybe taking a break in the boat, but they feel out of place there. So, these are sometimes painful to confront, or they're embarrassing or taboo. So, part of what's happening is that for whoever this applies to, whether it's you or someone you'll be dealing with from the month of July onwards, uh, they have so much self shame. There's programming and everything like that that's kind of factored in and caused them to feel so much shame and hesitation. And it's so hard for them. Pluto can be like a tower collapsing in your life, a life from which you must rebuild from debris, and also inspiration. Many things you relied upon for always being there may suddenly disappear or leave. So it brings me to this picture. So this person has relied on something and it's going to be gone. It's going to be going. Um, okay. More than anything else, Pluto represents endings and beginnings. It's not a card of physical death per se. Since our lifetimes, we experience many deaths and new starts. This is simply a time when the decks are being wiped clean for new action. So someone is preparing. This can be taken as, for some, confirmation that whoever this person is for you, they've overcome everything. They're getting all their ducks in a row. They're making sure that none of this drama carries forward into their interaction with you, which I feel like that's very respectable. I feel like that's a beautiful thing to be able to do. And that's a show of their their deepening consideration of you. I don't know if this is a romantic thing though. This might be someone who you have some type of soul connection with, and it might not be romantic though. Okay. So just be careful with that. Shedding cycle. Someone is shedding the old paradigm, the old belief structures that they were once confined by. They really, really are going through a process. Whoever this is about, I wonder if it's about you. There's a potentiality that it's about you. There's a very strong potentiality. Is someone going through this, or are you going through this? Um, hmm, hmm. I don't know if you are the one going through this. I don't know if maybe someone is going through this in order to be cleansed or purified to the degree that they are worthy to be in your presence. For some of us, that's the reality of it. People will have to go through things before they could ever have access to you. And that access, like, they have to be pure in their intentions. They have to. They have to be pure in their intentions. And if they're not, they can't be around you. Things will continue to take them away from you further and further and further. And, it's up to you if you want to allow yourself to, I don't know, to be, it's almost like in the crosshairs. I don't know if that makes sense. If you want to allow yourself to be in the crosshairs, because some of what's happening is their environment, it doesn't want to let go of them. It just doesn't. And as it continues to try to hold on to them, a lot of different things will be happening. They'll attack you to prevent you from being willing to receive this person in your life. If it's a friend, if it's like an old friend that you have a history with, that might be something worth fighting for. That might be worth your efforts to like stand up for them. If it's something else, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about none of that. Like, I don't like to involve myself in other people's stuff as much as possible, simply because from what I've experienced, um, the moment I involve myself in other people's stuff, I always end up being the one that everyone focuses on to attack. So, no, I'm kind of not eager to be that. I'm kind of just like, people can just deal with their stuff. Like, I don't, unless I have to be a part of it. And here's the thing, I'm learning most things I really don't even need to be a part of. I just choose to be part of it. So give people the time and the space to figure out whatever they're doing. And if the two of you are supposed to have interaction, you probably will, but let them finish off what they're doing first. Let them be clear on the decisions they're making and the direction that they're going, because it feels like this person is going to need to change directions in life in order to find themselves back with you, back in your space. Intuition in reverse. So you need to make sure through the month of July onwards, that you're following your intuition, you're getting these intuitive urges, intuitive hits, and you're listening to them. Super important to listen to them, okay? Um and then awaken. This ends with a realization. There's going to be a bang bang boogie, sit up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat moment. There's going to be a bang bang boogie moment where the realization is thick and it's something that's very pronounced, and you begin to understand the gravity of this person in your life, or they begin to understand the gravity of you in their life. It has a very beautiful feeling to it, but you have to make sure that you understand what you are getting yourself into. It feels like the sisters and the banshee are not going to be letting this go lightly. They're not going to give this person their freedom. Here's the thing. Fuck those bitches. I'm serious. Fuck those bitches. But know what you're getting yourself into, right? Some people are worth the fight. And that's what you need to figure out. Is this person worth the fight? Is it worth whatever you're going to go through so that they can be a part of your life? Is it worth it? And if it's worth it, by all means, do it. If you don't know, then why are you doing it? Right? Don't do it. Observe a little bit longer. Try and get more information to understand, to better understand before you commit to an action. It's easy to change your mind. It's not so easy to correct an action that's already been committed, right? Very easy to change your mind. You're just like, oh, no, I don't want it anymore. I saw this video, someone decided to tattoo knee scrapes on their knees. So it looks like they've been dragged on their knees, like big boo-boos on both knees. I'm like, I can see the creativity in that. You can't undo that. You're going to need to do some pretty intense lasering on those kneecaps to take that off. And it was big. It was big. It was literally from the heads of the quads all the way down to their shins. It was big knee scrapes. I was just like, well, that's creative, but I don't know how long you'll be happy with that, unless I hope that's not just a phase. I hope that's your long-term aesthetic, because if that is nice, nice new piece. If it's not, you should have probably thought about that longer. So, guys, this is going to be a beautiful month. It's going to be a beautiful month because you're going to choose to overcome, just like you do every single time, even when you're not consciously choosing to overcome. If you can overcome things even without you consciously choosing to overcome it, I promise you, you can overcome things when you consciously choose to. Don't be afraid of breaking. I always set this intention when I recognize I'm going through a tough cycle. And the intention is this. If I need to be broken to allow more of my truth to escape, I welcome that. Anything that's unnecessary will not be allowed. I honor myself and my process. Whatever my process needs me to experience, I will willingly experience it. I might cry, but I will always dry those tears when I'm done. I might fall, but I will always get back up. I'm ready for whatever life brings to my doorstep. And just being ready, knowing that you can handle whatever you need to handle, is a very beautiful and powerful place to exist. You're just really allowing yourself, like, I got this, doesn't feel like it. And there's times where I've done this and it's powerful. I'm in the middle of a breakdown. I'm stressed out. There's craziness going on. And I'm like, I got this. It doesn't feel like it, but I got this. I got this. I will get this. It will happen. I got this. And I notice that I begin to calm down as I tell myself this, like validating my experience of it not feeling like I got this yet. It's okay. I'll just keep going. I'll keep doing. I'll keep listening to my intuition. And then eventually I know I will look back and be like, see, I got it. That's how my life always plays out. It's when I question myself the most that I'm being broken open further, that I'm being stretched beyond the limits of my comfort zone so that I can see and know to the gravity that I need to see and know just how strong I am in that moment. You see, if your soul only takes you to the same level of difficulty every time you're trying to understand the growth that you've experienced, you don't recognize that growth. You don't recognize it for what it is. For example, if you deadlift, right, and you maxed out at 150 pounds, one lift, 150 pounds, and you're like, yeah, and you're working so hard to increase your strength, and you try and max out again at 150. What's that? You already did that. You already did that. I showed myself just how powerful I am and my ability to overcome when in a 1 month period, I went from leg pressing like 300 pounds, I want to say, to over 505 pounds. Little ass me, little ass me. Yeah. I was like 100, 120 pounds, and I was already leg pressing 300. And every single time I would push myself and push myself. And within 1 month, I went from leg pressing a maximum of 300 something pounds, 20 reps, 3 sets, to 505 pounds. And I believe I added another, but I couldn't complete the whole 20, so I don't count that. That's unheard of, especially when you need a double knee replacement since the age of 26 and you're over 40 now. I'm stronger than what people could ever possibly understand, myself included. And I think the same applies for you. You are stronger than what anyone could possibly understand, yourself included. So don't limit yourself. Show yourself. And every time you fall, there's times where I'll fall flat on my ass, right? I don't see it as falling. I see it as an opportunity to do a squat. Because if I'm going to fall on my ass and I'm going to get back up, that's a squat. That's a squat. That's all that is. It's not a failure. It's a squat. It's an opportunity to increase your gains, your strength, your stamina. See every situation in your life in that way. Someone pushes you down so that you take a seat. Oh, no, that's a squat because I'm going to get back up. They want to hold you down in that seat. That's a squat with weights. I'm working on my donk. I'm just saying. Instead of me seeing it as like, oh, see, people push me down. I'm like, yes, bitch, more resistance. Add more weights, put more plates. I got this. And see, the people in your life who love you, they serve as that weightlifting belt and the knee wraps that you use when you squat heavy weights. It keeps that stability. It doesn't impinge on that hinging action of your knee. No, it ensures that your knee doesn't go off track. And these are the people who love you. They don't get in the way of you serving your function, but they do help to keep you on track. They help to let you know when your form is off, when you need to make some adjustments. Life is so beautifully designed. You just have to see it for what it is. a beautiful grand design that always takes you to the next level, the next step, that next place of growth. That's what life's going to do for you for July onwards. Very excited to see how this unfolds for all of us. It's going to be beautiful because we're going to make it beautiful. Excuse me. We're going to make it beautiful. So guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I did leave that link open for the raffle. That's going to auto close though, just so y'all know. That's going to close automatically at some point today. I'm not sure what time. So if you want to squeeze in a couple entries for our raffle, go to solarsynergistics.com/raffle. And what will happen is there will be a winner automatically picked on Monday. And I'm going to come live in the morning and we're going to make that announcement, and it's going to be wonderful. Yeah. Okay, guys, I got to go. I hope everyone has an amazing, amazing rest of your day. I love you guys. Bye.